Video on my okay, sir.
Hello. Hello.
Sir.
Okay.
So good afternoon to one and all present in the meeting. A warm welcome to all the participants for the 5th day of the webinar series on the completion of 1 year of transformative reforms under National Education Policy 2020. In the implementation of NEP 2020, we have common aptitude test for undergraduate admissions, which will ease off the pressure from students to prepare for multiple entrance exams. The common aptitude test will be designed in a way that most universities can identify the student skill set for admissions from the same test. With this info, I would like to introduce the resource person of today's session, Professor Dr. S. Anbumalar. She is the Dean Academics and Head of the Department, Electrical and Electronics Engineering. She has completed her doctorate in Pondicherry Engineering College in the specialization of chemometrics and multivariate analysis. Master of Engineering in Anbumalar University with distinction in the field of process control and instrumentation. Bachelor of Engineering in Government College of Technology, Coimbatore with distinction in the stream of instrumentation and control engineering. Having more than 28 years of teaching experience, she has published 40 papers in reputed journals like Elsevier, Springer, etc., and published papers in 20 international conferences and attended more than 40 workshops. She is a convener for several AICTE-sponsored skill development program, recent trends in process control and instrumentation, recent trends in renewable energy systems, control engineering lab, MODRAB, alternative energy systems for near future. She has delivered lectures on AICTE-sponsored national seminar on computational intelligence at Karaikal Polytechnic College. She played a pivotal role in inspection activities, including deemed university, NBA, NAC, and autonomy inspection. She is a research supervisor at Pondicherry University and has guided more than 16 students at postgraduate level, more than 85 students at undergraduate level, and filed and received more than 5 patents. She was an invited member by NBA to register as an evaluator. She is specialized in various research areas such as control engineering, green technology, computational techniques, measurement and instrumentation, fuzzy logic and neural networks, sensors and transducers. She has guided and done research projects in broad areas. She is a professional member in IEEE, FISEEE, ISTE, and ISA. She is a recipient of Excellent Professional Achievement Award, Women Achiever Award, Gandhian Young Technological Innovation Award at Rashtrapati Bhavan, New Delhi. With this introductory note, I would like to invite Dr. S. Anbumalar ma'am to take over the session for disseminating the knowledge on quality education, accreditation, and teacher development. I hand over the session to you, ma'am.
Good afternoon to all. First of all, I thank Chitra, Head of English Department, for her nice introduction. I hope the participants are same for all the series, for all the sessions of the series. Even though it is so, I just want to give a short notes on some of the key factors that is involved in this national educational policy. So the title for this webinar today is Quality Education, Accreditation and Teacher Development. This is the part of national educational policy. Actually, we are conducting this webinar series from 31st onwards till 10th. We have that webinars are titled in different sectors of the educational policy. So in this, now we are going to talk about quality education, how to ensure the quality education, what is the accreditation process, what is the idea behind the teacher development that are addressed in the national educational policy. So before going to the main key factors, just we are going to see what are the highlights of the national educational policy. This roadmap shows how the education policy evolved in different in the span of years, right? From starting from 1968 to 2020. Most of the education policies, they have been refined and the so many key factors have been introduced each and every policies, and now we are in the policy 2020. So each and every time they have introduced different key factors like adult education and empowerment of minorities, then common entrance examination for professional and technical programs, gender discrimination, creation of education tribunals, and a common curriculum for science, mathematics, and English. So like this, some of the key factors every government used to introduce in their education policy for the betterment of the society. Now you have attended the webinar series from starting from 31st. You might have known what is the education policy is, what it focuses on, right? So the first vision of the education policy, vision of the National Education Policy 2020 is India-centered education system. The National Education Policy 2020 envisions an India-centered education system that contributes directly to transforming our nation sustainably into an equitable and vibrant knowledge society by providing high-quality education. This is the vision of our National Education Policy 2020. So if you refer this, it is stated, it is an India-centered education system. Why it has been mentioned so? That is very important. You see here, to create a new system that is aligned with the aspirational goals of 21st century education while remaining consistent with Indians' tradition and value system. This is the main thing that we have to note down, right? That is, it is named as India-centered because we are going to, the objective of this policy is we have to maintain the Indian tradition and value system. We have to, that thing has to be maintained, and as well as we have to provide equitable and vibrant knowledge society by providing high quality education to all. Equitable in the sense, each and every citizen have the rights to learn and they have the right, equal rights like everyone. But nowadays, if you see, but this is more worse in the earlier days, but now it is somewhat, it has improved. Even the students, there are a lot of students coming for higher education from the rural areas, but in earlier days, it was not so. So the objective of the government is each and every citizen should have the, should equally use the rights for learning. And the education systems should be vibrant, as well as the quality of the education should be high. That is the objective of this Education Policy 2020. Now, we are going to see what are the principles of National Education Policy, where it focuses, what it focuses. Recognizing, identifying, and fostering the unique capabilities of each students by sensitizing teachers as well as parents to promote each student's holistic development in both academic and non-academic spheres. The main difference that you can see here is, now we are focusing on the academic activities, but the curriculum is not focusing on non-academic spheres, right? It is mainly focuses on the academic sphere, but this new education policy insists to frame the curriculum so that in such a way that it covers the non-academic spheres too, right? That is, the concentration have to be given to arts, cultural events, sports, drawings, all the peripherals have to be addressed. That is the way they are focusing. Then the highest priority to achieve foundational literacy and numeracy by all students by grade 3. Okay. That is, this is main from the basic. The student at the beginning, the student should have good literacy and numeracy. That is the main objective. And flexibility in the curriculum. Nowadays, if you see, there are rigid rigid frameworks among programs. If you are choosing one program in a stream, you have to go only with that. But the new education policy helps for the students to choose different courses. That is, it is said as choice-based credit system. That is, the final objective was the students should earn this much of credits by choosing their own courses. the students might be interested in engineering, as well as they want to be go in a specific stream. So in that they can choose one engineering, and they can choose specialization in some other engineering field, and they can get the degree, so that the students will be multidimensional. That is the objective of providing this flexibility in the curriculum. So this is also addressed in the national education policy. Then that is the thing, no hard separations between arts and science, between curricular and extracurricular activities. Then the vocational streams are also, it is amalgamated with the regular curriculum. So in order to eliminate harmful hierarchies among and silos between different areas of learning. And as well as the main focus of this NEP 2020 is multidisciplinary and holistic education. This is very important, because that's why we said it provided flexibility so that the students become multidisciplinary in nature. It is holistic education can be afforded to the students. That is the objective. And as well as it should not, the teaching should not be like it is a rote learning. It should be conceptual understanding. That is, if you refer nowadays, if you see some of the students, they just memorize things and they'll be writing only for the examination point of view. But it should not be. The students should understand the concepts. That's why it is said as conceptual understanding rather than rote learning and learning for exam. It should not be like that. They shouldn't learn for exam, but there should be fruitful outcome where they can apply their understanding, their learning. That will be ensured. That is the one of the key focus. Creativity and critical thinking. In that way, the curriculum will be framed, right? To make the students more creative. They should have the critical thinking. Then they should have the ethics, they should understand the human values, promoting as well as promoting multilingualism and the power of languages. That is, they are not only focusing only one or two languages. The students can choose the language of the language for their mode of learning, as well as they can study the subjects in any language as they wish. Then as well as life skills. This is also one of the important factors the student should have, because of the skills are lagging. Even though if the students are having degree in the hand, it is not helping the students to shine in their life. So these life skill factors like communication skills and teamwork, these skills are also will be in this areas also, the training will be given and the curriculum will cover those things also. Then focus on regular formative assessment for learning. What we are doing, formative assessment in the sense, like what we are doing nowadays is we are teaching the students and we are assessing the students on not regularly, not on a day-to-day basis. We are keeping some tests, monthly tests. Then we are going for the end semester examination like that. But the new policy dictates the students has to be assessed in a formative manner. That is, every day they have to be assessed. Like we can conduct some quiz or some debates or some certain measures, certain evaluation measures, so as to check what is the learning outcome from the students. Okay, so for that, this instead of going for summative assessment, the summative assessment in the sense will be assessing the students only after completing the entire curriculum, right? But it is not giving the exact picture of what the student understood, the subject, their outcome. It is not measured. Only thing what they remembered, they are just rote learning. That is the thing we are assessing. So it is like a coaching culture, right? So to overcome that, they prefer this formative assessment learning method. Okay. Then extensive use of technology. Now, even if you refer nowadays, we are in a COVID pandemic situation period. But even at this time, the conventional teaching method is only teachers know how to use the blackboard. But nowadays, you students are sitting at home and we are teaching from where we are, right? How it is possible? Because we are using the technology and digital technology, digital integration into teaching. it makes possible that the teaching can be more easier, knowledge transformation is more easier. So that sort of technology usage should be updated. Okay, that is the another focus. Then respect for diversity, respect for the local context. This local context in the sense each and every union, every area will have their own speciality. Maybe some area will be very well versed in woodworks. Some area may be very well versed in steel works. Like that, they may have some profession in their thing. So that local context, the speciality of the region have to be encouraged so that the students will become very well versed in their professions. So for this, we are giving this, they are focusing on this respect for diversity and local context. Then full equity and inclusion. This is the main key factor that is addressed in the vision itself, right? Full equity and inclusion in the sense each and every citizens, everyone have to come for learning, come for education, come for higher education. That is the objective. Then synergy in curriculum across all level of education. That is starting from their, this is the main thing. The curriculum framing is the main thing. How they are going to frame the curriculum, that I already told you. They'll be covering the curriculum as well as academic as well as non-academic activities. That way the curriculum will be covered, right? And another main factor is we can frame the curriculum, but the only person, those who are going to transform this material in the curriculum, transform this material in the paper to the students are the teachers. So the teachers are the main focus. The teachers and faculty are the heart of the learning process. So the education policy is giving full focus on the teachers' quality, right? The quality in the sense before recruiting the teachers, the quality measures to recruit the teachers, and the quality measures they are going to adopt for the professional development of the teachers, right? And the promotional measures and motivating measures they are going to follow for the teachers so as to ensure the quality of teaching. Those things are covered in this national education policy. Then it is a light by tight regulatory framework to ensure integrity, transparency, and resource efficiency. Like nowadays, even our college is an autonomous college and it is accredited by NAC, NBA, and so many things. So this accreditation is the main factor for any institutions. Okay, what the accreditation says? The accreditation says about the quality of the institution, right? Then who's the authority to accredit us? So for that, we have different organizations, we have different councils, right? Where we are accredited by NAC, we are accredited by National Board of Accreditation, the National Board of NBA as well as NAC. 2 accreditations we got. Like this, if we have, then how the people will assess the quality of the institution, whether if the college is accredited by NAC or whether the college is accredited by NBA, which one will be better? That sort of confusions may arise among the public. So to overcome that, the government is planning for a single regulatory mechanism for this accreditation process, right? So for that they are framing. So those things we will see under the accreditation process. Then it is focuses also on outstanding research. Then there should be a continuous review of the progress of the institution. Then rootedness and pride in India, that is, it's a rich, diverse, ancient and modern culture and knowledge systems and tradition. This is the thing they are amalgamating in the curriculum. Then education is a public service. Access to quality education must be considered a basic right of every child. Then they are planning to invest more on the education institutions. So these are the principles that are covered in the education policy, National Education Policy 2020. The National Education Policy, it addresses 4 main factors. about the school education first one, and about higher education second one, and other key areas of focus third, and how to implement it, how making it happen, that is the fourth one. In the school education, they have addressed how the school education they have planned, right? So nowadays you are following the 10+2 system, right? But they are planning this 5+3+3+4 system, right? 5 in the sense foundational period, that is 3 years preliminary cages. Then after that they are going for the first and second standard. This comes under foundational period. Then they have the preparatory period, that is classes from 3 to 5. That is preparatory period. And middle period is classes 6 to 8. And secondary period is from classes 9 to 12. So this way they are framing the new curriculum structure in the National Education Policy 2020. So about the school education, they are concentrating on early childhood care and education, foundational literacy and numeracy, curtailing dropout rates, curriculum and pedagogy in schools, teachers, equitable and inclusive education, efficient resourcing and effective governance through school complexes and clusters, standard setting and accreditation for schools. These things I already told you, early child care and education, things we'll see the things in detail. So this is early child care and education. It is the foundation for learning. Okay. So they are concentrating on not only that is it in this stages, the playback or activity based learning is focused, right? This is the brain development stage. During this period, there is a brain development of the children. So that time they made to learn art, culture, then life, as well as that is through the playback method, through the play methods, activity based methods. They are induced to think intelligently, critical thinking, those things they are focusing, because this is the brain development stage. So the second stage, it is a numeracy and literacy skills. They are focusing on this. That is after the first 3 periods, first 3 years. Then they are focusing on numeracy and literacy. That is in this stage, they are trying to learn letters, numerals, writing, reading skills. Those for those things, they'll be trained. இது மாதிரி டைட்டில் தெரியுமா? And there is a focus to reduce the dropouts. There are 2 initiatives they have addressed in it. That is to provide effective and sufficient infrastructure, right? So as to attract the student towards school. Then as well as to individually track the students, by giving individual care, and to monitor their progress. And if there are any laggingness, then the individual care should be given so that the dropouts can be reduced. That is the thing given in National Education Policy. Then for this curriculum and pedagogy in schools, learning should be holistic, integrated, enjoyable and engaging. For this, how they are restructuring the curriculum, that is given here, right? It is holistic development of learners, reduce curriculum content to enhance essential learning and critical thinking. Experiential learning, okay. So holistic development of learners. The objective of this is we have to develop the students as a holistic person. The skills should be holistic. And for that, first, they are trying to reduce the curriculum content, right? Take an example. If we have 5 units in a subject, the content of it will be reduced, less than 5 units. And then more attention will be given to test the outcome of the units, right? If you are studying an electronic subject, in 3 to 4 units, they'll be addressing what the curriculum is, what the subject is, right? Then after understanding the subject, how to apply what the student learned, for that importance will be given, so that the outcome will be enhanced. For that, they are framing they are planning. And experiential learning. The other factor is experiential learning. Okay. So instead of monotonous board teaching by a single teacher, there should be different pedagogy to be followed, right? That only the teacher keep on teaching, but whether we don't know that the students are following it or not, those things will be a question. It gives us a doubt on whether we are achieving the outcome or not, right? For the different pedagogy, right? What are the pedagogies the teachers can adopt, right? Or what are the things adopted? You can go for experiential learning, inquiry-based learning, discussion-based learning. Experiential-based learning in the sense, the students should experience what they learned, right? Like hands-on trainings, like that. We have to change our teaching methods so that the student should understand the concept very well. So the method they are going to use for teaching, that also will be the teacher have to properly plan so as to give the quality education. Okay, then empower the students through flexibility in course choices, right? And multilingualism and curricular integration of essential subjects, skills, and capacities. It is focuses also on skills and the students' capacities, based on the students' capacities. And the main address about the teachers, objective is ensure that all students at all levels of school education are taught by passionate, motivated, highly qualified, professionally trained, and well-equipped teachers. For this, they are preparing the framework. The motivation and empowerment of teachers is required to ensure the best possible future for our children and for nation. So for that, what are the things they have suggested to ensure that outstanding students enter the teaching profession, especially from rural areas? Large number of merit-based scholarships shall be instituted. Okay, the scholarships will be given to the bright students, those who are trying to enter into a teaching profession. These students serve as a local area role models. Then incentives will be provided for teachers to take up teaching jobs in rural areas. Provision for local housing near or on the school premises or increased housing allowances. Excessive teacher transfers will be halted, right? Transfers will be conducted through an online computerized system that ensures transparency, right? Then the other main factor is teacher eligibility test. Okay, this is a test which is used to test the teacher's quality before appointing them as a teacher, as well as national level eligibility test will be conducted so as to check whether the teacher is updated, whether they possess all the expected parameters, expected qualities. Only based on that they'll be promoted, incentives will be given, so that this mechanism will try to ensure the quality of the teachers and in turn the quality of education. Then the teachers will be recruited not only based on interviews. They'll be asked to give classroom demonstration. Then teachers in private schools also must have qualified similarly through TET, a demonstration interview, knowledge of local languages. This is they are trying to focus, because if the student is, if a staff is, if a teacher is very well versed in the subject knowledge, But if the language is a barrier, then there is no use of the teacher knowledge because it won't get transformed to the student. So a teacher of good knowledge with the proficiency in local languages are preferred. The government will be giving importance to that sort of teachers so as to teach the technology to the students in their local languages so that it will reach the students sufficiently. To ensure an adequate number of teachers across subjects, right? For that, the vacancies will be forecasted well in advance, and the recruitment process will be carried out in a correct time, and so that they'll ensure the adequate number of teachers are available in the schools. Then another important thing is they are trying to combine schools into school complexes, right? Why they are trying to do is so that if they are combining with 10 schools together, right, the resources in those 10 schools will be shared by all 10 schools, right? So the teacher experts in one school can go and handle classes in other schools wherever required. If the teacher of some particular specialization, like if they are very good in art or very good in handling the physically challenged students, though that sort of resources will be limitedly available. So if they are going for the school complex concept, then the sharing of the resources will be much easier, as well as the advanced equipments and other setups which are available in one institution can be shared by everyone in the school complex. So that is also one of the concepts they have introduced in the NEP 2020. And for the teacher promotions, that is, these are the concepts we addressed in the school complex. And another thing is they'll be insisted to go for training program, that is to upgrade the teacher knowledge, continuous professional development activities they have to undergo, right? Every teacher will be insisted to go for at least 50 hours of continuous professional development training every year. That will be insisted, okay? And there will be a platform. Nowadays we are connected because of the digital media, right? Similarly, the teachers can there will be a platform created to share the knowledge of the teachers, or to anyone can use it for upgrading the knowledge. For that, a platform will be created to share ideas and best practices. Then there will be a good leader. Only if there are a good leader, then the management concepts will be fully implemented, and it will make the system more effective. So there will be a concentration on the appointment of leaders, right? Even if the teachers are very much efficient and knowledgeable, and if they are good in all 360-degree peripherals, then they'll be promoted to a leadership position also. So that sort of motivational measures will be followed for the teacher quality improvement. So what are the career management and progression for the teachers? Teachers doing outstanding work must be recognized, must be promoted, given salary raises to incentivize all teachers to do their best work. A robust merit-based structure of tenure, promotion, and salary structure will be developed with the multiple levels within each teacher stage that incentivizes and recognizes outstanding teachers. Multiple parameters will be considered for the promotional measures, not only the teaching aspects. That is, the parameters that are considered will be peer reviews, their attendance, the regularity to the institution, their commitment, then the number of hours they have undergone the training, and other forms of service to the schools. So these are all will be considered for the promotional measures. Then a common guiding standards will be developed by national professional standards for teachers. Okay, this standard will guide the teachers for their quality improvement. Okay, this will be developed by 2022. The standards would cover expectations of the roles of the teacher at different levels of expertise and the competences required for that stage. It will also comprise standards for performance appraisal, as well as it also states the pre-service teacher education programs. That is before recruiting the students, before recruiting the teacher, before they are taking their charge as a teacher, what are the training they have to undergo? That and all, everything will be framed in the guiding standards, and that will be prepared by the National Professional Standards for Teachers. As well as there will be a special educators for certain areas of school education, and need for additional special educators. Who's the special educators? That is the teachers, those who are well trained to handle disabled students, Divyang children. For that, care will be taken, more efforts will be taken to appoint special educators to train those sort of students. Okay. Then the next factor is equitable and inclusive education. So the main focus is we are giving opportunity for each and every one of the citizen for learning. That is the objective of this key factor. Then efficient resourcing and effective governance through school complexes clusters. This I have already told you. They'll be combining school together to form a school complex, and the resources in those complexes will be shared by the schools. And standard setting and accreditation for school education. So there will be a council to set the standards, minimum standards required for the sustainability of the school, and that will be maintained, that will be reviewed, and that will be accredited by a separate commissions. Next, we are focusing on the higher education. Okay. In this higher education side, the factors that are focused are the quality universities and colleges, institutional restructuring and consolidation towards a more holistic and multidisciplinary education, optimal learning environments and support for students, motivated, energized and capable faculty, equity and inclusion in higher education, teacher education, reimagining vocational education, catalyzing quality academic research in all fields through new National Research Foundation, transforming the regulatory system of higher education, effective governance and leadership for higher education institutions. So these are the factors that are addressed in higher education. So these are the major problems that are currently faced by the higher education institution. A severely fragmented higher educational ecosystem. Fragmented in the sense that is every program is separate. There is no interconnection between the programs. So because of that, only the students come out with the particular skill, not a multi-dimensional skills. Then less emphasis on the development of cognitive skills and learning outcomes. Then rigid separation of disciplines, limited access, particularly in socio-economically disadvantaged areas. There are no higher education institutions. Limited teacher and institutional autonomy, right? here it is mentioned, it is limited teacher and institutional autonomy. You all people know what is institutional autonomy, right? Institutional autonomy in the sense the institution can decide its own curriculum. Okay. Then here we are also, we don't have teacher autonomy, right? Teacher autonomy in the sense, individual teacher can decide their course curriculum. Okay. If that liberty is given to the teacher, they are expecting more innovation in teaching. Okay. Inadequate mechanism for merit-based career management and progression of faculty and institutional leaders, lesser emphasis on research, suboptimal governance and leadership of HEIs. HEIs are the higher education institutions. An ineffective regulatory system. Okay. Large affiliating universities makes the quality of the degree poor. Okay. So these are the problems faced by the higher education institution. Now, what are the changes? Policies vision includes the following key changes to the current system. Moving towards a higher educational system consisting of large multidisciplinary universities and colleges. This is the main factor, main catchy factor in the NEP 2020. Multidisciplinary universities and colleges in every district. Okay. And moving towards a more multidisciplinary undergraduate education. Moving towards faculty and institutional autonomy. Revamping curriculum, pedagogy, assessment, and student support. Reaffirming the integrity of faculty and institutional leadership positions through merit appointments and career progression based on teaching, research, and service. Then establishment of a national research foundation to fund outstanding peer-reviewed research and to actively seed research in universities and colleges. Governance of HEIs by high qualified independent boards having academic and administrative autonomy. And there will be a single regulator for higher education and increased access, equity, and inclusion through a range of measures. These are the expected outcome through the NEP 2020. See the institutional restructuring and consolidation. What they are trying to do is consolidation of more than 50,000 higher education institutions. Now we have 800 universities plus 44,000 colleges. They are trying to combine into about 15,000 large universities, multidisciplinary institutions. Okay, so that if a student enter into the university, he can complete his entire studies in that university and he can come out. That way they are planning in a multi-dimensional way. Okay, and mainly focusing on 2 universities and colleges. The colleges, either it will be an autonomous college or constituent college. If it is a constituent college, over a period they have to develop themselves to be an autonomous college. That is their main focus. Okay, if you see the student enrollment ratio was 11.4%, but it is 18.2% growth in female enrollment in this 2020. Number of institutions of national importance grew by 80% into 2015 to 135% in 2020. And the objective of this policy is mainly to improve the gross enrollment ratio. Okay, that is the student, those who are entering into the school, they have to go for higher education and they have to complete the higher education and have to come out. That is the gross enrollment ratio. They are focusing to increase the gross enrollment ratio. And they are trying to reach 50% by 2035. So how they are doing the institutional restructuring and consolidation. College, university needs to be multidisciplinary. College need minimum of 3,000 students. That way they are going to combine the colleges to run open distance learning and online programs. This is the main, this digital integration is needed for the faculty to update themselves as well as for the students to get resources, learning resources very easily. Okay. They are expecting this transformation to take place before 2030 or by 2030. As well as another important factor in this NEP 2020 is, if a student enters into an institution to do one degree program, take an example, if he's entered for a 4-year degree program, after completion of 1 year, if the students wants to leave from that program, that is due to some unexpected circumstances, the student is unable to continue his degree program, then if he completes 1 year, he'll be given a certificate. Okay, you see here. He'll be given a certificate. If the student completes 2 years, then he'll be 2 years and leaving the program. Then he'll be given with a diploma. And if it is 3 years, after 3 years, he'll be giving a bachelor degree. And some of the more number of integrated programs will be introduced, so that they need not go for UG to one college and PG to another college. Combinedly, they can do those courses in a single institution. For that, more number of integrated programs and more number of multidisciplinary programs that are planning to introduce. Then to improve the quality, the main thing is optimal learning environments and support for students. For effective learning, it requires a comprehensive approach that involves appropriate curriculum, engaging pedagogy, continuous formative assessment, and adequate student support system. So focuses will be given on these areas. In order to promote creativity, institutions and faculty will have the autonomy to innovate on matters of curriculum, pedagogy, and assessment within a broad framework of higher education qualification. This is the first process to ensure the quality of teaching as well as learning. That is, first we have to concentrate on the curriculum, right? While framing the curriculum, we have to think in a multi-dimensional way, and we have to insert all the required subjects needed for the particular program. Then we have to streamline the curriculum in such a way that if the students want to exit the program with a particular specialization in some area, then the curriculum had to divert or direct the students according to the direction. In such a way, the curriculum has to be framed. Then the teaching methodology that has to be carefully defined by the teachers, so that there will be an expected outcome from the teaching. Then the assessment methodology, like what I told you already, formative type of assessment methods to ensure the quality of outcome. Then there should be a we have to. The second thing is, each institution will integrate its academic plans ranging from curricular improvement to quality of classroom transaction. For that, each institution will be preparing this institutional development plan. They have to prepare this, and according to it, they will plan their activities and they have to execute. Then the students from socio-economically disadvantaged backgrounds require encouragement and support to make a successful transition to higher education. Then the fourth one, ODL and online education provide a natural path to increase access to quality higher education. So this ODL platform is very much important. And we should have a motivated, energized, and capable faculty. So the teachers, as per the teacher's quality is concerned, the teacher is expected to have innovative, creative, and they should have a multidisciplinary knowledge then they should possess the required qualification, and they should get expertise in that area of in that subject area. For that, they have to undergo the training more often, and they have to update the knowledge, and the teacher has to be motivated to go for updation by means of giving promotions, incentives. That sort of measures are addressed in the teacher in the NEP 2020. Then there will be a national eligibility test conducted to ensure the teacher quality, right? As well as for the student, those who are doing PhD, they'll be also given training to take classes, so as to ensure that they are trained pre-training before they are coming to the teaching line. Okay, this sort of measures are addressed in the NEP 2020. Then the vocational education also will be combined along with the curriculum, so as to make the students skillful. Then it is also addresses on the research that will be covered in the next session by some of our other resource persons. So next time I just want to cover the accreditation process that they NEP address, right? So as I told you, we have several accreditation councils, accreditation organizations we have now for the accreditation, but in NEP 2020 they have given only one regulatory mechanism for the full control regulation of all the institutions. Okay, it will form this 4 types of verticals for regulating the higher education institutions. Okay, this Higher Education Commission of India that is responsible for all the quality of the higher education institutions. There will be a NHERC. See, this is NHERC, that is National Higher Education Regulatory Council. Okay, so this is the council which ensures for the regulation of the organizations. That is, it is a single point regulator. It concentrates on teacher education and excluding medical and legal education. That is, this council won't seek for the medical and legal education. Other all will come under this, and it will ensure for the teacher education as well as one financial that is the college, the institutions have to exhibit all or have to give the important details in online in the web portals regarding the curriculum, the teachers quality and the financial status, audits and all infrastructure details, the courses and educational outcomes, all details will be governed by this National Higher Education Regulatory Council. Okay, so there will be a centralized organization that is used to monitor the higher education institutions. So all informations will be given in website too. So it is given to the public also. So the public can also can know about the details, the quality parameters of the institution. Then there will be only one council, accreditation, National Accreditation Council. This is used for this council workers. It is to accredit the institutions. For that, the Higher Education Council formed this National Accreditation Council. So there is a single regulatory accreditation mechanism to accredit the higher education institution. Then there will be another council, Higher Education Grants Council. Okay, the role of this council is this council will fund for the projects, research projects to the institutions. So this will take care of funding. Then there is a General Education Council that is used to set the academic standards. Okay, so this will take care of the outcome, learning outcome. Okay, what is the expected outcome? For that, what should be the standard that the organization have to maintain? That will be taken care of by the General Education Council. So there will be a professional standard setting borders. In that, So for each and every specialization, there will be a separate borders to frame the curriculum and to set the standards. So according to it, the institutions have to work to achieve the goal. So, so with this aim, the new education policy has been framed. So we had seen what are the quality initiatives taken by the government, and we anticipate, we expect there will be a lot of changes in the dimension of the education system, and so that the students will become multidisciplinary nature, and they'll be skill oriented, and we can expect more number of employment opportunities after implementation of this NEP 2020. So with this, I thank the persons, I thank our director cum principal, our management, and all the organizers for giving me an opportunity to address on this webinar series. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, ma'am, for disseminating your visionary thought about the topic quality education, accreditation, and teacher development. Thank you, ma'am. Actually, there is a question from one student. What is meant by ancient and modern teaching techniques?
Yeah, I'll answer. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Ancient teaching techniques. In earlier days, நம்ம பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னு சொன்னா குருகுல கல்வி இருந்தது. குருகுல கல்வியில நம்ம என்ன பண்ணுவோம், அதுமே வந்து ஒரு ஆக்டிவிட்டி பேஸ்ட் லேர்னிங் மாதிரி தான். நம்ம வந்து டீச்சர் கிட்ட போவோம், எல்லா ஸ்டூடெண்ட்டும் டீச்சர் கிட்ட போவாங்க. வாத்தியார் வந்து அவங்களுக்கு உண்டான அந்த ஸ்கில்ஸை வந்து டெவலப் பண்ணுவாங்க. லைக் வந்து ஒரு புக்கை வச்சு படிக்கிறது அது மாதிரி எல்லாம் தான் இருக்கணும்னு அவசியம் இல்லாம ஒரு ஸ்கூல் மாதிரி, அந்த ஸ்கூல் வந்து இட்ஸ் டிஃப்ரெண்ட். they'll be teaching all things. இது எல்லாமே வந்து ஒரு நேரா ஹேண்ட்ஸ் ஆன், நேருக்கு நேரா ஒவ்வொருத்தரும் ஒரு இண்டிவிஜுவல் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்க்கும் சொல்லி கொடுத்துட்டு இருந்தாங்க. அதுக்கப்புறம் என்னாச்சு, இப்ப நாம வந்து ஃபாலோ பண்றது பிளாக் போர்ட் டீச்சிங், ரைட்? எல்லாரும் ஒரு இடத்துக்கு போயிடுறோம், ஸ்டூடெண்ட் எல்லாம் ஸ்டாஃப்ஸ் அங்க வந்துடுறாங்க. the teacher is addressing using a blackboard to the whole mass. இப்ப வந்து அங்கெல்லாம் வந்து ஒரு குரு இருந்தாருன்னா மிஞ்சி போனா வந்து பார்த்தோம்னா ஒரு 10-15 பேரு லிமிட்டடா தான் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் எடுப்பாங்க. எடுத்துட்டு இண்டிவிஜுவல் அட்டென்ஷன் கொடுத்து பை ஆக்டிவிட்டி பேஸ்ட் they taught the students. ஓகே, இப்ப வந்து நம்ம பிளாக் போர்ட் டீச்சிங் ஃபாலோ பண்றோம். தென் இப்ப மறுபடியும் என்ன சொல்றாங்க கவர்மெண்ட் வந்து, அகைன் we have to use our traditional values, traditional methods so that we can get a more outcome. That is the thing they are expecting.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, participants. We'll meet again on Monday 3 p.m. with another theme of NEP 2020. Thank you all.